Wow. Hello, guys.
Hey everyone.
Hi everyone.
A lot of people dialing in today. Oh, wonderful.
Greatest guys.
This might end up being one of our most viewed webinar.
Yeah.
Hey, Shariar, how are you, man?
Where is everyone joining in from? We have
Hey,
folks
Gene.
from across the world, but yeah, would love to know what part of the world, what time zones. It would be all crazy. Somebody would be like late night, early morning, Sydney. Hey, Graham.
Florida, yeah.
11 p.m. Yes, we are doing very well.
Hi, Rajul.
1 a.m. Wow.
Yeah, Graham, I think, is a super workaholic.
Yeah.
Binay is here. He's one of the creators of the product.
Hey,
we are
Vinay.
just the presenters, by the way. The creators are here as well. Stockholm. Hey, Mari. Hey, how are you?
Hey.
We have somebody from South Africa as well. Brett.
That's right.
Maybe let's just wait for another couple of more minutes for everybody to join in, and then maybe we can start. Very excited for this new release, which is going to come in the next couple of weeks. And today is a sneak peek. It's a sneak peek. You guys will be the first one outside Scalenut to see what the future of Scalenut is going to look like.
Super excited.
Hey, Akshay. Yeah, thanks, Graham. You have high expectations. Udit is here as well. Udit is another creator. He's one of the lead engineers. Hey, Udit.
Yeah,
Yeah, cheers, man.
I know it's time for that, but yeah.
In India, it is.
In India, it is. Definitely with Graham, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, even it's for him.
Yeah, the folks in US would probably be just sipping their coffees.
Slightly early.
Slightly early. Yeah, I think.
That's a big question, G. How long is Scalenut 2.0 in the making? I think more than a couple of months now.
Yeah.
Journey started with working on some of the UX changes, and then ended up combining a few more things as well. I think Saurabh is going to run through that in the start. Yeah.
Honestly, I think it was more the major part of time was on getting the feedback, understanding the exact user journeys, and then once we understood it, then replicating went on pretty fast. But yeah, overall the focus of the team here internally on the new UX development has been around for like a couple of months now. Hey, Rosanna, a lot of people joining in from Canada.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, cool. So probably I'll start sharing my screen.
Yes.
Just give me a second.
Do that.
Everyone, we can use our Q&A. Of course, we'll try to keep answering as we go along, right? So don't hold on to any questions. Keep throwing those in. Gaurav and I will try to sort of address them as Saurabh walks you through the product. So that would be fantastic. Okay, somebody's saying Ravi likes the current UX anyhow, right?
Believe me, it's going to be much better.
Yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. Guys, can you see my screen? Ma'am, Gaurav, could you confirm, please?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, you can see. Yeah.
Right. Let's start with why the need for change? As Ravi mentioned, hey, we love the current UX. And there were a few other comments also in the community I was checking earlier in the day that, we love the current UX. Can't we just retain it? So why this change? First, I think we should address that and then move ahead. Couple of months, probably more towards the early start of 2022, we had two clear options. Option A, just build on top of what we already built, which is AI writing and SEO intelligence. Build furthermore couple of modules, and then have a full stack of content marketing/marketing software. Right. That was option number one. Option number two, guys, was hey, why don't we understand the current user persona, the current user journeys, and just ensure that that's the smoothest, that caters to the exact problem statements, and it's really easy to create content. It's as easy as going on a cruise. And I'll tell you why I'm using this analogy later on in the slides, right? So what we started doing was we started talking to our users. Thankfully, what happened was we were overwhelmed with the feedback from our users. Got lots of appreciation, but at the same time, what we received was constructive criticism, right? That's what I would like to call it. It was constructive criticism. Hey, these are the 10 things or 8 things which you'd like to improve. We had some very elaborate, 2-hour calls. The users would just come or 2-hour calls and spend time. We would also do some sort of competitor benchmarking and really understand what the real pain points are, right? So that's the genesis. That's where we started, right? And what I'm going to do is very quickly talk about what were the main problem areas, or I would say the improvement scope areas, which we understood from these conversations, right? So the first one, navigational improvement, right? Everybody had a problem that the long form editor was hidden behind the SEO reports, right? People wanted to create the long form content. People wanted to use all the write, instruct, rephrase options on our content writing platform, but everything was hidden behind SEO reports. That was one big problem we understood. The second thing was, while content creation is really a creative task, but a lot of things are very monotonous, right? You have a set way of executing things, which was something which we didn't realize early on. But once we started understanding the user behavior, we understood, hey, there are these set workflows. And if we are building a smart, intelligent, AI-powered content writing platform, we should incorporate those workflows, right? Why does the user have to come back and do the same set of 5 or 6 activities day on day, every day, right? So workflows was another angle which we understood is where we need to, ramp up the product initiatives. The third one was, AI writing UX consistency. Like that, the issue was, while if you're writing a blog or article in Scalenut as of today, you get inside an editor, you have loads of operations on all sides of the screen. You have something on the left, on the right, top, bottom, right? But when you're doing some short form content writing, you're just trying to create a social media post or product description, you're just left with an input and output box, right? It also goes back to my first point where people would require an editor, right? Because once you have created this content, you will want to engage with that content. You just don't want to create it and just send it out to some other platform. You want to tweak it, you want to write ahead, things like that. So that's another feedback. Lastly, and thanks to all the large teams which use us, we're very, excited to have these larger teams having more than 15, 20 people, using our platform, and where people keep on shuffling, the newer entrants into the Scalenut account. The feedback was, it's not really very crystal clear. When a new person comes into the dashboard, they don't understand the whole scope of the platform. So the good point which we got was, hey, you have got lots of things, but for a new user, the bad thing was that for the new user, it's really tough to, actually understand within a span of 1 or 2 days that, hey, you can do all these 5-7 things. Major part of your day's work can just be executed on Scalenut. and that wasn't just really coming out, so that was another feedback, and we really wanted to enhance our onboarding, and wanted to introduce a few nudges inside our product, which informs the user that, hey, there are these 5 main actions you can take in the product, and you have just done 3. Why don't you explore the other 2 as well, right? So with all those feedbacks and some n number of user interviews, yes, there were 10 expert interviews where we did some sort of competitor benchmarking. We had some really cool UX guys on board specifically for this. We tried to bring along all the feedback on the table, and yes, so what happened was lots of changes happened structurally. A lot of things you'll not realize went on in the background, but what happened was new platform came up, right? And we're very excited, very, very excited. In a couple of weeks from now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 11th of May is when everybody is going to see this platform in production. 11th of May, it's exactly 2 weeks from now. But there is a way where you guys, the guys in the call right now, in the webinar call right now, might be able to get access to this much before, and I'll talk about it at the end of my presentation, right? So let's get into the sneak peek of the updates, right? So feedback done, cool. What I'll do is I'll keep all these slides short, and I'll just talk about 3 core main changes which we brought into the system, right? And in parallel, after talking about each change, I'll go and give you a sneak peek into the platform also. So first time you guys are going to see how new Scalenut is going to look, right? So editor for short, long form AI writing, yes, it's finally here. We're just going to see it. No need to create an SEO document if you're writing a long article, or if you're writing content for your web pages, or if you want to write long social media posts, LinkedIn posts, you want to create emailers, right? No need. The best part and the icing on top of the cake, unlimited AI documents. So create as many AI documents as you want. Right now, for all the guys on subscription right now, every plan will have unlimited AI documents, right? Let's just look at the platform now before I get ahead to the next update. Cool. So here it is. Cool. This is the new dashboard, right? We felt the need of a dedicated dashboard section here, which was missing. One of the feedback points which we got was we would like to have a dashboard where we have quick access buttons to our most used templates, most used use cases. So this is just on the top, what you see, you get quick nudges. Okay, you want to create a product description, or you want to do an SEO blog right away, just click here, and I'll go into detail of all these options, right? And you get quick nudges. This is going to be our homepage, right? The other thing, just give me a second, the other thing which I talked about on the dashboard was around the onboarding flow, right? So whenever a new user comes in, right, he's going to see all the aspects of Scalenut, what all you can do on the platform. So right now, and this list hopefully is going to get way bigger, maybe double in size in the next quarter or so. But right now, what we have got is we've got AI templates, we have got the long form toolbar, which is going to be present in both the smart copywriter we have, which is not hidden behind SEO anymore, and also the SEO editor. So we've got the toolbar. We have extensive research on SEO. We have got something called cruise mode, and I'm going to talk more in detail about it later on. And then obviously you can optimize quality of your content with our proprietary content grade. So without further ado, let's just look at what will an smart editor look like, for a short form use case, right? So what we have got here is all the AI templates are always going to be sticky here. This is inside our AI copywriter. So let me just go back to my dashboard so it's crystal clear to all you guys. So the AI copywriter, which was more of an input-output box, is more of a list of documents now where you can create new documents as well. Just create as many documents as you want, right? And what essentially it does is it just gives you an option to create whatever AI content, AI powered content you want. So you've got all sorts of your templates here, along with all the operations we were earlier just giving in SEO documents. So you've got write, you've got instruct. Let's say we maybe just create one product description to look at like what other things you can do. So maybe just Zoom. Let's create a product description for Zoom. Right. Let's just create. Cool. So what happens is your results just come in here inside the editor itself. No need to go anywhere. And all you need to do is, let's say I just maybe, I like this one, right? So I'll just click, comes into your editor. Now, not only you get all these write ahead, instruct, connector options, you have a specific section to actually configure your AI as well, right? You can just define what all you want. You can give specific context and keywords. Not just that, guys. You also have things like if you select something and you can just do formatting, you can even rephrase, and there are like specific other tools as well, AI powered tools, which you can now use inside your editor. So that's something we got really excited about. That's the first major change, right? I'll quickly go through the dashboard once again. So this is where you see all your templates along with the SEO blog. We're going to cover this one later. You also have an option to view all the templates here itself on the dashboard on your home and directly start getting into creation of a specific template. You've got all your sub-modules of Scalenut here along with specific information on how to use these, right? So the online tutorials for new team members is sorted here. And then we have a few nudges here for helpful tips for our users. We've got a direct download link for a Chrome extension, things where you can engage with other users, and whatever offers Mayank is going to run for you guys to earn free SaaS credits, that's also going to come here. So no need to always be on some social channels. You are always going to get latest information on this real estate on this platform, right? On the left hand side, we've got a dashboard, which I just explained. We've got AI copywriter, which has completely transformed. Later on, we have got SEO Hub. We'll talk more about this. This is your SEO assistant, but it's going to enhance way more. And probably I'll cover very slight bit of information towards the end of my presentation about it, right? We have taken out archives from the main view. We have brought it here. All your AI outputs are going to be here, your favorites and your history. So everything you have generated in your account in chronological order will be present here, and it's outside. Earlier, it was very much hidden inside the tools. And then later on, you can explore all these options when you get access. Cool. Let's get back to the next major update. Cool. Enhanced content brief and insights for SEO docs. So that was another feedback point which we got. People really loved the way we built our outline builder in our SEO reports, and they wanted to engage with it furthermore, right? They wanted more meaningful information to go in it and wanted it to be consumed in our editor in way better form, right? And again, I'm going to get into the Scalenut platform, new platform, and talk about how it's going to look now. But in general, what we have done is we have added in a report section some graphical representations. We have also tried to simplify the way our NLP key terms usage was displayed. We've added few very relevant sorting options here and there, and overall worked out on the usability of our SEO report section. I did open one of the reports here. So this is how your report is going to look like, right? So our favorite topic, green tea benefits. Uh, I think we have been creating reports for this topic for more than 80, no, probably 12 months now. Yeah, right. So as long as our product exists, we have been using this topic. But yeah, and I thought it's best to use this topic itself. So what we have done is, instead of a long scrollable report section, we have divided it into separate tabs, reduced the amount of scroll you guys have to do, and introduced some very relevant nudges here and there, right? So probably, first I'll talk about, okay, on the top page statistics, we reorganized. Instead of looking at information about the top 10 and then 11 to 20 and then 21 to 30 URLs, we started looking at 1 to 10, then 1 to 20. That just gave more richer data to consume, from a benchmark point of view, right? This is where we introduced graphs, right? Very easily consumable. These are all the different metrics. On a click of button, you get all the trends, right? Be it the content grade, which is our Scalenut's proprietary score, be it the readability score, the word count, the number of images in every content piece, the number of headings in every content piece. So just on a click of button, the graph changes, and it's very readily consumable here. And then we have got our competitors. We added a reference section, right, in our content brief, and I'm going to talk about this content brief section just in a while, right? And these are very quick nudges. We improved the sorting. Instead of drop downs, we just got very easy clickable options here, right? So just sort your views. This is the column headers. Went down to outlines. Again, gave a few sorting options which were missing in the previous option, because not just by rank, you would also like to sort your competitors by content grade, right? So you can just sort them by content grade, so that you just have to look at the top ranking articles in terms of content grade, and you can plan your outline. For example, I can just, okay, yeah, maybe I'll add a few headlines, right? Similarly, for questions, we have added a few relevant nudges. For example, in questions, one of the feedbacks we got was that at times you don't want to add the particular question. Let's say I want to use this Quora question, not as an FAQ, but as a reading reference for my writer. I'm creating a brief, and earlier it was just an option that you can add as a question, which would confuse the writer. Now what we have done is, you have nudges. You can either add it as an FAQ for your content, or you can add as a reference for your writer. So if you add it as a reference, it goes on top of the general guidelines. I'll come to this section in a while. Citations didn't see much of updates, but our key terms. These are our NLP key terms. Users who are acquainted with the platform know about this. For those who are on this webinar for the first time, this is an NLP powered list of all the terms which you should consume inside your content. So it's not going to be a subset of this list. What we insist is that, hey, you use all these content pieces for Google to think of your content as super comprehensive, and thus increases your comprehensiveness and your relevance to the key search term, which in this case is green tea benefits. So things like, benefits, and then insulin, types of tea, things like catechin, health benefits, all these should be included. Now, earlier in the old UX, what you had to do was, you had to go to a different screen. There was a blurb, you had to click and a new screen would open up. Now it's very easy. For example, nutrition, I can just check how much is it used in URL number 1. I can have example for this, not just for main content, but also for my headings, right? How nutrition is, how nutrition is being used in different URLs, right? That's the reorganization of the SEO report. What we also did in content brief, guys, we introduced a guidelines section, and this is where a lot of feedback helped us, that you are not just creating a set of, let me just close this, a set of outlines for your content. You're also giving indications to your writers, right? You want additional things like, you want to give them images. So and these are editable fields, by the way. So maybe, I'm saying, hey, I want a image heavy article, so I can just edit it and it just gets saved in the background, and I can add some additional keywords on top of my NLP terms. So while Scalenut is giving, a list of NLP key terms, you can still go ahead and, add specific additional keywords, which might be your clients or your business requirements, right? So you add them here. You can add additional notes, and we've tried to keep it really simple, kept all these options as drag and drop and collapsible, so that whatever you want to use, you can use it easily, right? That's that. On the left side, what you would see is, a new margin bar. That's another thing which is new. What we realized was, like, there are just two main, call to actions inside the report. Either you create a brief or you create the main content, right? So we wanted to keep it explicit, and we brought it here. Keeps it very simple to traverse. And if you click on your create content, you enter your editor. Now inside editor again, and I know you guys might be looking at this, but just hold on, right? Just hold on.
I was curious, like, what's that? I was curious, like, what's that, right?
Yeah. Cool. So one feedback more which we got was that, hey, you create amazing briefs, but how do we consume them? In our production system, what you would do is, if you remember, on the left hand side, there would be a blue icon. You click it and the brief gets inserted into your editor. Now it just messes with your actual main content creation. You have your brief which you want to refer to separately. So hey, finally what we did was, our content brief comes in and is a sticky thing on a right panel. You can obviously toggle between all other options. You'd see some massive UI improvements on the way you can use your key terms, your competition, and your questions. But what has happened is that your content brief now stays here, and you can engage with all your headings, subheadings, what all needs to be created, all inside the editor. But you don't have to, like, every time insert it and delete it. So that's another thing. And everything else remains same. We have tried to club a few options, and the other thing which you'll see is there's a toggle between SEO tools and AI templates right away here. So at times when you're done with your brief and your SEO specific things, and you're just looking at enhancing your content creation inside editor, just toggle it from here, and you again get all your templates right away here. So these are the same AI templates which were available in the AI copywriter. Cool. Right. Let's move ahead, right? So that was second major enhancement. Cool. Cruise mode. And this is very much related to the workflow. What we realized, again, as a feedback from all the users was, there's a set way you want to create a blog, right? And we did a lot of interactions to understand what is really the best way, where we just don't look at AI content generation, but also fuse in the SEO intelligence which our platform already has. So how do we build a workflow which already understands the intelligence from the SERP analysis we have done on the platform for a specific keyword, and also uses our AI content generation capabilities, marries both of them, presents a workflow wherein you can create a meaningful blog which will rank, guys, in less than 7 minutes, right? And we are doing this on daily basis. We are trying this, and you'll be amazed. A high content score blog coming out in as less as 7 minutes. It's a guided workflow. It integrates very well with the content brief I just shown you, and I'll show you the screens, right? I'll show you the screens. It automates NLP key terms usage, which means the content which gets created inside this workflow will have the NLP terms which are platform has already churned that, okay, these are the list of 70 odd terms which you should use. So it's also going to prioritize the usage of those terms. And it is also, because this was one of the key driving factors when we were designing the UX of this flow, it gives user the ability to drive the content in either directions, right? You want content in one specific form, you can drive the AI at your own will. So it's not just a first draft creator which will just on a click of button do some random AI generations. It gives you the power to change the direction of the content generation. It uses the NLP key terms and it integrates with the content briefs you have already created in your SEO research, right? Let's just quickly look at so what happens when I click on this cruise mode, and it's actually like a cruise. So that's why we wanted to name it something like that, right? What I'll do is, I had another favorite report of ours, Black Coffee for Weight Loss. That's my favorite report. And what I did was, keeping time considerations in mind, I filled in all the details. And what I'll do is, I'll just go through these options one by one, what it does, right? So this is a 5-step process in the cruise mode, right? Step number 1, what is required from you guys is, you tell us about the topic you want to write about. So black coffee, I just entered, talk about benefits of having at least 1 cup of black coffee every day for weight loss. Mention overconsumption leads to health issues. And it's a educational purposed article and no commercial angle whatsoever. So that's what I wrote very quickly. Didn't take me more than 30 seconds, right? Clicked on next. And this is where your title comes in. You can have your H1 titles from your content brief, but what we also do is, we give you some suggestions on, hey, the AI is suggesting that these are the various other options which you can use. This is from our AI, and you can keep on generating more. As is always the case for Scalenut, you can just keep on creating as much as you want, right? So create as many options you want, or you just look at the top ranked articles and you can either add them or you can rephrase them. So I added a random, title, benefits of black coffee for weight loss, even over consuming roasts. Right. Cool. Once you're done with it, another 30 seconds, 1 minute gone, and you come into build outline section. Now, when I said that it integrates with your brief, this is that step which I really implied, right? So if you have already created a content brief, in your report section, in the create brief section, that brief gets exported here. If not, what you can do is, you can generate H2 ideas. For every H2, you can, generate H3 ideas. You can even generate some questions. And at the same time, on the right side, what we do is, we give you a dump of all the SERP intelligence we have figured out, right? These are all the top outlines from all the competitors, top 30 competitors tagged with their H tags. It's a long list. You can sort it by the ranks and all those things. These are the FAQs, Quora, Google, Reddit, stuff from our own AI engine, and all of this is there for you to consume. And if you haven't created a brief, in the brief section, and you don't want to go through all the analysis, just come to this section and you create it like in matter of minutes. You just can create a very quick outline brief. So you don't need to actually go into the create brief section. That's for the research obsessed content writers who would like to spend good hour or so understanding the topic, understanding, what the competitors are doing. But for those who are in a hurry, want to create a blog fast, this is the real deal. Guys, just come here in this step number 3, build outline, and you get all the right nudges at the right places. For every H2, you will have options to generate further H3s. You'll have, some button is missing here, but it will be there. You'll have options to create FAQs here itself. This is in addition to what you'll have here. So step number 3, done. Another few minutes, outline, done. Next. Now, as soon as you click next, mind you, I have already done this, right? But it takes about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. What it does is, in the background, for every heading, it creates writing points, So this is where the intelligence comes in. This is where you can guide the AI that, hey, for a particular heading, this is what I want to write about. While our AI will auto suggest you with all the options, with all the writing points for all the headings, be it H2, be it H3s, right? It does it automatically. I haven't created these. I just clicked on next when I was using it. But what you could do is you can either edit these, delete these, you can add manually writing points, you can regenerate through AI, all of it on this screen. So this is like the real essence. This is the real input which goes to the final first draft creator. And believe me, we are thinking of changing this name because this is not a first draft. This final version, which is going to come out, is, more often than not, readily usable because you have already guided the AI what all you need, right, at all the steps. And when you have done with all the writing points for all the headings, just click on next. It takes another 20-30 seconds, right, and it expands all the paragraphs, so your introduction paragraph and your headings, something is wrong here. We are still in testing mode. But yeah, what it's going to do is, 2 weeks from now, probably 2 days from now for the early access users, and I'm going to talk about that, is that you will have all the content here in matter of 20-30 seconds. Once you're done with your writing points, what you're going to see is all the content is going to be present here. If you don't like the content, by the way, I can just click on this button and it will sort of regenerate in the background, right? So hey, it just got it, matter of 1 or 2 seconds, right? So yeah, so what it does is, by default, it will give you a paragraph which will consume all your writing points from your previous step. But if you want to change it, or you can go back, you always have an option to go to the last step, change your writing points, or maybe you want to add few more writing points. Eventually, we'll give you all those options on the left-hand side itself, so that this screen is, the real deal, where you can just play around, create your blog, preview it, finally, check the preview, export it directly to your editor, do the final editing, and done. So this is the cruise mode, guys. We're going to do some more blog writing in the coming webinars, and the whole and sole focus on the next few webinars is going to be how do we make you very comfortable with this cruise mode. Cool. I would love to see the chat, comments, and all, when probably the presentation is over. But let's quickly finish off with the final few pointers. Right. So when do you see all of this? This is going to be in production, guys, on 11th of May, exactly 2 weeks from now, right? There's stuff planned in between, and the next slide talks about it. But apart from this, what else is keeping Scalenut busy? While there is like a plethora of things, I could talk about, but I kept it simple. I kept it very precise. There are few things which you can expect, immediately in the next few weeks, things which the teams are already working on. There's something called Optimization Pro. Once all the content is created, just before publishing, you would love to ensure your headings, your titles, your meta descriptions, your sentence lengths, your keywords in your headings, and probably 15 different things are all in place, right? Just before publishing, because that's the final step. That's like the penultimate thing you'll want to do. That's what we're launching, content done just before publishing. Click a button and you get a final checklist, okay, out of the 20 things, 18 are done, 2 left. Spend another 2 minutes, do it, ready for publishing, ready for getting ranked on page number 1, right? So that's one thing. Topic clusters, very interesting, has kept Gaurav busy for the last couple of months. We're doing elaborate content planning module where topic clusters for the keywords you want to write is coming up. So that's like a predecessor to the SEO reports you see. So when you start writing about a topic or a keyword, you want to build topical authority, right? and I'll spare the details right now, and we'll do some elaborate sessions on it. That's the best practice we'll recommend in the long term, that to build topical authority, create topic clusters. For every cluster, Scalenut recommends create a piece of content. Keeps you and your teams, everybody busy. Right. What's last? Yeah, Chrome. So Chrome extension. Thanks, guys, for the overwhelming response. We are now ranking probably in top 2, top 3 in AI writing category in Chrome extensions page. Thanks to you guys. Thanks for the amazing feedback. And but we're listening. We're listening. Google Docs, we know it's not working. WordPress, it's not working. Their platform issues. They try to restrict. WordPress tries to restrict Chrome extensions. Google Docs says that, hey, you have to build a Google Docs add-on. But whatever it is, we are doing it. Very soon, you're going to see support for both Google Docs and WordPress, so that you can use Scalenut within your browser tabs. You don't have to actually come to Scalenut if you're creating content elsewhere. While we would love to have you here, and believe me, our content editor is going to be the most powerful content editor, but we understand the issues with using other platforms as well. So Chrome extension is going to come very soon. Cool. Okay, finally, what's in for you? What we are now rolling out as a program is a product evangelism group, right? Where you have a chance to become a product evangelist. What does it mean for you? First and foremost, you get early beta access. So while the whole world sees the product on 11th of May, you probably get it as early as coming Monday, right? But in return, you give us some feedback. You tell us where we went wrong, where we went right. These are the good things. These are the problem areas still. And you help us in building these modules. So if you're really excited about content creation, content generation, and you want to have a say in a leading content generation platform, this is really important. As we speak, probably Mayank or Gaurav would share a link, a Google form link in the chat section. It's a very small form, probably 3 or 4 questions. Just fill in if you are excited about this. We would expect some sort of feedback coming from you on periodic basis, but at the same time, it also gives you a real say in the way we build our product, right? And happy to take any questions around this as well later on. Cool. Finally, questions.
Thanks, Saurabh, for the detailed run through.
Yeah, I mean, people have been asking a lot of questions, complimenting. Looks fantastic, honestly. Our internal team, that works on SEO and other content pieces, because there's so much copywriting, right? So this long form editor was required, right? There's so much copywriting. Emails have to be written, social media captions, newsletters, there's so many things, right? So this was absolutely necessary. They are waiting, our SEO team is waiting. So can't wait to use the platform, super excited. And I think last couple of months, the entire revamp has kept us busy. But folks, honestly, if you look at next 2-3 months, one thing is we can promise you'll be blown away by the speed of some of the new things that are coming up. Saurabh obviously always tries to keep few things secret, but there's some cool integrations also which are sort of planned. So sorry for revealing that, but yeah, I mean lots coming in next couple of months as well. So yeah, super excited. But yeah, I mean, please join the group. Super important for early access, and we would love to connect periodically. You would also you would be the first ones to get access, and will help us sort of build the entire thing. Obviously, we would absolutely love to do that. Yeah, there is a question.
We have a question.
Yeah.
When will SERP ideas be out of beta?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm the best guy to answer that as well. So good question. as we speak, we're running a lot of experimentation on specifically search as well, along with the UX piece. You should see significant improvement in search over the next, I would say, 2 weeks. We're still in the problem solving mode. Hopefully, should be able to problem solve by next week, and then a week sort of development time. Yeah, so a couple of weeks from now is when we should see significant change. Yeah.
All right. Hi, Arif. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Arif.
Perfect. Gaurav, you want to reshare the link as well? I mean, probably at the end so that people can join. Yeah. I think there is a question on multi-languages. I think we have tried sort of answer it. Like you said, like this revamp was super important, has kept us busy. But like you said, we'll be picking that up like in this quarter. And so yeah, I mean, you should expect it soon. Like, so that's not an issue. Don't worry about that. We'll on it. There is another question.
Pinterest description. Yeah, we can expect it soon.
Yeah. So basically, there are a couple of things, right, which are also going right. So we are obviously working on many new use cases in our AI copywriter. That's one, but also most importantly, we are trying to sort of nail down the quality of the output. In probably our last month newsletter, we did talk about it, but we do these very frequent benchmarking with competition and also like anonymous surveys with writers across the world to see what kind of quality we are getting, right? We do have over 40 different use cases and we are ranking number one in over 60% of them. Obviously, some work is left. This quarter, the aim is that we are best across use cases, like whatever use case we pick. So just sorry for the long answer to your question, Rasima, but new use cases at the same time quality. So both things are going on. So yeah, expect a lot of things coming in a couple of weeks as well.
I think there's a comment from Nilayan where he thinks that there's still issues with the UI. Nilayan, this is not the final cut. We just wanted to give you a sneak peek. Things are still getting refined. And I really hope you will still hold your feedback on Scalenut's UI that it's the sleekest and most professional looking. Don't worry about that. So by the time we are launching, you will have that same feedback. And we just wanted to take this opportunity to have few of you guys to see that what we're doing, what we're up to. But 11th of May, I'm repeating, 11th of May is when this goes live, and would love to have your feedback again then as well.
Yeah, and probably like Nilan, I mean, might be a good idea to sort of like join the group. Yeah, would be super helpful, right? Like some of the feedback we really love what you have to say on a lot of these things. Would absolutely love to have you as a part of the group and make improvements. You know, obviously it's a constant journey. So yeah.
There's a comment from Sharon. Yes, content grade is being replaced with a numeric scoring system very soon.
Yeah,
very soon.
Yeah. It will be a part of your optimization pro that we are working on. So many things happening there. So along with that, you will have the scoring system as well, numeric system.
That's right.
Not too far again. Cool. So I think you folks have already signed up. That's amazing. Now, Gaurav, you want to just probably like put that link again so that it's on top.
Sure.
We joined, yeah. We'll anyway like circulate that on the community and as well. So
Yaren has asked for a find and replace feature. Yes. You got it, man. We'll add it very soon.
Yeah.
I think the developers are here as well. So you guys already know your stuff for next week. A lot of stuff.
Absolutely. I think a lot of our team members, across different functions have joined. So super excited, and obviously,
Yeah, you just want to like call out these guys as well.
Yeah.
Like, all of them. We
Yeah.
do the easy work. I said this in the community as well. We do the easy work. The hard lifting and the heavy lifting. These guys. They're always up to it.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic effort. I think we are planning next webinar on 5th. We'll announce the final dates and time, but that's when you will see the full walkthrough. And prior to launch, we'll be launching a bunch of videos, and we would highly recommend everybody to go through them. So please expect slightly more number of emails from our side. The idea is just to keep you updated and help you navigate and transition from old to new. So yeah, that's another thing I just want to cover. Beer tabs, I need that.
Yeah, I'm done with drinking water, guys. So maybe take last couple of minutes for any questions.
I think Nilayan is asking about, do you guys have any plans for an internal linking module similar to what Market News or Outranking have? Not in the immediate pipeline, but
not immediate pipeline, but it exists in our product roadmap.
Yeah. There's a question for you, man. Did I see somewhere in the presentation that all plans will have unlimited AI generation? Is that long?
No, so that was unlimited documents. So what happens? Yeah. So sorry if you want to.
Yeah. So you can create as many documents as you want, right? But the capping on accounts is basis AI words and SEO documents. So for AI documents which do not include SEO analysis, you can create unlimited number of documents. But the capping on AI words is unchanged. There might be few changes coming in the future. So I would suggest buying a plan very soon, right? No secrets to be spilled. But if you are on the fence, I would suggest you buy and plan very soon.
Yeah. There's another interesting question, Gaurav, on the content clusters.
Any thoughts on visually siloing content clusters and the ability to check off content from the silo you publish an article? Okay. Actually, I didn't understand this very clearly, Karen. So one way is if you can DM me or email me, more than happy to connect with you to understand your point of view, and then because the topic cluster is already in the building stage, so we can pick up the feedback from there.
Yeah.
So Joe has asked about uploading or pasting their own topic headings, basically the outlines. This won't be present in the immediate release, but it's there in the roadmap. You'll very soon have that option as well. Not in the first cut, right? But eventually, you can put down your own headlines, list of them as you require.
Right now also, Joe, you can add a heading. You can add headings one by one.
One by one.
Painful, I understand, but not something which is not available.
Yeah. And there's another one around grandfathering of unlimited plans. Yes. So there's an unlimited plan in progress. If the renewals are happening, these will be grandfathered. The limits will remain unchanged.
Yeah. And also, the discounts which are running on the annual plans, they also get locked in year after year till you remain subscribed. So in case, again, somebody's exploring, again, might be a good time for that as well.
Oh, Jermaine is here. Hey man, how are you? How come you missed the first 20 minutes? You are our constant attendee, man. But yes, the news is yes. Now you will have editors without the need of creating a report. So and then you can create as many documents as I was just mentioning. You can create as many AI documents as you want in your account.
There's a question on the tag. Edit the tag that was created before.
Yeah, it's in our pipeline. You can expect it very soon. Right now, yeah, Lakshya just mentioned, right now you can't, but yeah, we have got this feedback. Very soon we are going to change it, very soon. Yeah, folders. So instead of folders, we have got tags. Folders gives you just single partition options. You can create a folder, put in the document in one folder. Tags gives you options to do multiple taggings. So if you just try to use our tags feature, that is going to be very helpful. But do let us know if you face any issues. The Scalenut support is going to help you.
Saurabh has a question for you. Beyond GPT-3, would you be looking at different AI models like AI21 or Cohere? Asking this as WordTunes Rewrite outperforms any GPT-3 product currently in the market.
Yeah, so we are constantly experimenting not just with other providers, but we're also sort of experimenting internally how to create our own tech, right? In the long term, we'll want to have something very niche for content generation. So right now, at a broad level, GPT-3 outperforms every other module at a broad level. But then there are specific use cases, as you mentioned, where you can see that, the rephrasing. So for example, rephrasing and rewriting, we are building our own proprietary tech. So if you select some part of text in our editor, on the selection toolbar which pops out, there's a rephrase option, and we're constantly enhancing it, right? So that's our own proprietary tech. We use a bit of GPT-3, we've used a bit of our internal ML models. But yeah, constant efforts are happening. There's a separate smart science team. I like to call them smart science team, because they just don't do ML and deep learning stuff, but they go beyond that as well. So yeah, the answer is yes, we're constantly looking at different AI models.
Cool. I think wow. Rephrase like 10,000 characters. Sure, like on it.
Yeah. In back of my mind, I'm just thinking the server will have to put to cater to this requirement at scale. But this is what future holds. We really want to get there. It's just a matter of time, Yaren, how quickly we get to that point. But yeah, all of that energy is focused towards initiatives like these. Cool.
Perfect. I think we can probably sort of conclude. We're more excited for the next webinar, which will have complete run through of the platform, live in action. So do join in. We'll be obviously confirming the time and the date very soon, and we'll keep you posted on the developments.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day, great night. Bye-bye.